Hey, psychics. Accusing the Jewish people of the bad thing that just happened, you're not special. It's not an angel that is talking to you. It's your TikTok washed brain into anti-Semitism that is making you distort angelic messages, or maybe you're not even getting any angelic messages, but you want to spread your nonsense and your agendas and your subjective little understanding of the world, abusing so-called psychic abilities. What happened to Charlie Kirk is tragic and terrible. And yes, he was also a true Christ consciousness level martyr. I don't like to use the word martyr because it's dangerous. Maybe I'll make a video about that separately. I'm upset right now because someone needs to kick you in the butt. And I need all my viewers to watch out for that, all my seekers to watch out for that when you watch videos about Charlie Kirk and someone mentioned, I felt the involvement of Israel. I felt the involvement of Mossad. First of all, let's put down psychic messages, spirituality, angel messages, and all that jazz. And let's just talk common sense for a second, like really basic. I'm not even talking about complexities. You don't need to be a PI. Charlie Kirk was one of the biggest, strongest, most vocal protectors and defenders of the Jewish people and of Israel. He was a proud Zionist, who believes wholeheartedly in the right of the Jewish people to self-determination, to live free and safe in the land of Israel, in their home. That's it. That's what Zionism is. He consistently broke down conspiracy theories against Israel and the Jewish people. He would be the first to tell so-called psychic, don't use me to accuse the Jews, please. He constantly, in every single one of his talks on stage, in all of his debates, whenever Israel would come up, whenever the Jewish people would come up, by someone who would spew a conspiracy theory of some sort, a demonization of some sort, some very complex and interesting and intelligent theory about how it's the Jews who did it. Sorry, Israel. Sorry, the Zionists. Sorry, Mossad. Oh my God. He'd be the first to break that down properly and defy it and say, no, that's crazy. Israel is currently fighting multiple fronts in a war of, yet again, existentialism. Multiple fronts trying to get it extinct because they want the Jewish people extinct. If you think that's sci-fi, I don't know where your head has been in the last century, in the last millennia, actually in the last 4 millennia. You are not special. The core of anti-Semitism is conspiracy theories and the scapegoat Jew. Everything that is wrong in the world, everything that is crazy in the world, it's the Jew. It's Israel. I'm not saying it's the Jewish nation. I'm just saying it's the Jewish nation. First of all, if you refer to the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism that is adopted by most of the states in America and most countries in the world, Western countries, you learn that accusing Israel of everything that is wrong with weird conspiracy theories is formally anti-Semitism. And it's not because just because it's written somewhere. It's written somewhere because that's what it is. The IHRA stands for the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. They know their stuff. Oh, or you think you need to teach them about anti-Semitism? Or a standard Jew? Ever been to Israel, dear psychic person? Ever met any Israeli? What the F are you talking about? Do not abuse the memory of this wonderful man who was a stream of Christ consciousness. And Christ, need I remind you, was actually Yehoshua Minatzrat. Jesus of Nazareth. That's a name that the Romans gave him, Jesus, after they crucified him. His name was Yehoshua. He spoke Hebrew. He taught the Torah. He was a Jewish rabbi. His disciples were Hebrew Israelites. This was in the kingdom of Israel, which is Israel of today. This is 600 years before the time of Muhammad. This is 2 centuries before the start of Christianity. He didn't try to start a new religion. He just taught Judaism, and he was, from his perspective and the perspective of his Jewish followers, he was the Messiah of the Jews. And the Jews today don't see him as a bad man. They just don't believe he was specifically the Messiah, because that is a completely different archetype. Those who follow him today and consider themselves Christians believe him to be the Jewish Messiah. So even Christians are actually followers of the Jewish religion. And they worship a Jewish rabbi. An Israeli, an Israelite. Israeli and Israelite is the same thing. Fast forward till today. We have been dealing with 2,000 plus years of conspiracy theories. There are the likes of you who claim that 9/11 was caused by the Jews. Sorry, the Israelis. Sorry, the Zionists. Sorry, the Jews. Every single assassination, every single horror, it's this tiny country, smaller than New Jersey, that's constantly under threats of eradication. Who are they going to try and take his life? The man who defends them. Anti-Semitism and persecution of Jews is the oldest hatred in the book. The Holocaust was less than 100 years ago. Less than 100 years ago. And now nearly 70% of hate crimes, hate-based hate crimes, violent ones, target Jewish people. And this little Jewish state, smaller than New Jersey, is now attacked by multiple fronts again. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to barely have people even to fight what's going on. They're going to stop and be like, who do we feel like sending someone to assassinate? The one who speaks for us. The one who defends us. The one who loves us. Does that make sense to you? Do you know that the angels you're talking to are Hebrews? Rafael, Michael, Uriel. They're all Hebrews. All of them. The ones that you're appropriating to spread hate against the Hebrews. You are not being psychic. You're not talking to angels. You're either talking to angels and completely distorting their message, or you're talking to demons. If what comes to you is to accuse Israel in a bizarre conspiracy theory, that's not the angels, that's TikTok, controlled by communist China. You're not communicating angels or UFOs. You're communicating communist China or Russia or Islamist Middle East. You're a puppet, a useful infidel, a puppet of real major dark forces, yes. But those dark forces are the same forces trying to eradicate the Jewish people and to get Israel extinct and off the map. Those are the dark forces you're collaborating with. To accuse the Jewish people of being dark forces. You insinuate a cult, you insinuate nonsense. There are two specific ones that I saw just in less than 12 hours. I'm not going to give you their names because I don't want to give them advertisement. I don't want to send anyone to them. But to my seekers, you see someone, psychic, reader, UFO communicator, jumping to accuse the murder of Charlie Kirk on Israel, I need you to hear this message again. It's asinine logically. It's asinine spiritually. Not just asinine, it's dark. And by the way, associating the Jewish people with demonic forces, yeah, the Nazis made a career out of it. Once again, you're not special. Maybe you're not communicating with angels or with UFOs, just with a spirit of a Nazi that won't let go. You think you're so smart? You have zero education when you talk like that. And zero common sense. Everybody listen to me. All you creators, readers, astrologers, psychics. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up. I'm not fucking kidding. When it comes to dealing with stuff of global importance, of geopolitics, if you're not keeping track, if all you watch is TikTok and BBC, you don't know shit, you actually know the opposite. And you are dangerous if you have a big following and you're spreading these vile ideas in the name of spirit. Oh, God wants you to accuse the Jews? Oh, God would do that? That's not the work of God. That's the work of a devil. The scapegoat Jew. 0.2% of the world's population. 0.2, not even 2 point something. That's 1 in 500. You have 1 in 4 people in the world, Muslims. 1 in 3 people in the world, Christians. 1 in 500 people in the world, Jew, which were constantly under attack. Theologically, what you're doing is theological anti-Semitism, accusing the Jews of the murder of Charlie Kirk or any other insane thing. With no proof and no logical common thread. Nothing. Back it up. If you can't back it up, shut the fuck up. You can't back it up? Shut the fuck up. Because I will make a video about you. Next time I'm not gonna be anonymous about this with you guys. You're not gonna stay anonymous. I'm going to prove to you that you're a theological Nazi. I'm going to prove to the world, to your viewers, that you are a theological Nazi. Anti-Semitism is physical when people try to kill us physically. It's theological when people try to kill us theologically with their spiritual ideas. Also, you're not special. The Catholic Church did that. Islamism did that, still does it. Now you're doing that in the name of our angels that you're appropriating, that you don't even know how to speak their language. And even if you're following UFO, okay, let's talk about the Anunnakis. It said that the Anunnakis gave the 10 10 הדיברות כפרה. את מדברת עברית? את יודעת לדבר עברית? את יודעת לדבר את השפה של אלוהים? Do you know how to speak Hebrew? Do you know how to speak the language of God? Hebrew letters have frequencies, angelic frequencies. Hebrew wasn't created. It was discovered, given to the Hebrews. That's why the Hebrews are called Hebrews, because of Hebrew, Ivrit. Yehoshua, Christ spoke that language. We speak that language. Trying to constantly demonize the children of God? You think you're talking to God? Do Anunnakis, they say that gave, okay, let's say it's not God. Let's say gods are the Anunnakis. They still chose to speak to Moses, Moshe, on Har Sinai and Mount Sinai, when the Israelites were waiting down there for him. And he was given those dibrot, 10 invocations, which you, with your English, make it commandment. Do you speak the language of either God or the Anunnaki or whoever you believe in? The literal language, do you? If you can't do it properly, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to have theological responsibility for your followers, for God, and for this plane. You are not to add more darkness and more misinformation and more confusion to the world. You are not to abuse your platform to do so. I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let people in the name of God, in the name of UFO, in the name of light, in the name of angels, vilify my people, vilify a great minority in the world that is constantly persecuted. Find a different scapegoat. Look within. Look at your own shadows. Look at your own demons. Look at your own responsibility. Do not look for someone to blame. And if you're looking for someone to blame, you may not blame the Jews. It's just Israel, Morgan. 2/3 of world Jews are Israelis. And all Jews worldwide are Israelites because all Jews are descended of the kingdom of Israel. We are made of the clay of the land. We are the soil of that land. Our words is the soil of the land. The language, the Hebrew. Oh, and you're saying Aramaic. Aramaic is ancient Hebrew. If you didn't need any more proof to being a dumb bitch, how fucking dare you argue? Every seeker who's watching this, I just want you to be cautious and exactly understand what you're hearing when you hear something. It always starts great. Oh, I want to honor Charlie Kirk and his memory and his family and his blessing, and he was a martyr this, and he's uniting people. All of this is very true. And that's how they do it. They pull you in with a truth that touches you. Watch my short about propaganda. It's in my shorts, one of my recent shorts. Propaganda's secret ingredient. And then they catch you emotionally and you're like, oh yeah, that's my tribe. Yeah, I resonate with that. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then boom, that's hate on the Jews. Oh, they're not going to say it like that. No. But the horrid thing that just happened that everybody's so sad about, I got a message that maybe it was Israel. I see right through you. I see right through you. And I will speak to the angels in their language and tell them to watch for those who distort their words. And then let's see what happens. You're flying high on your horse of success, feeling confident, feeling mighty, abusing your power and influence. Let's see what happens. I want you to fear me. Make me the bad guy in your Instagram story. I will protect my people. I will protect the truth. I will protect angelic messages from distortion by bratty, privileged, narcissistic, lazy, ignorant brats from abusing them to spew her nonsense or his nonsense. So far it came from two women that I saw. I'm sure there's so much more out there spreading like wildfire. One sees the other, feels emboldened, like, oh, okay, I can blame the Jews and people love it. People just eat it right up. Yeah, people eat it right up. People don't like to take responsibility for what's wrong in their world. They love to have someone to blame. They always find a way to blame the Jew. You're not special. They're not special. You're feeding on the oldest hate in history and in the book. And my rage will find you. Not physically. I do not wish to share space with you. I will do nothing. But my voice will be heard. And consequences will ensue. Do not abuse your powers to vilify my people. Do you fucking get me? ואם תעשי דבר כזה, כל בן אדם שמאשים את ישראל ואת העם היהודי בחרא וברוע של העולם, שכל הרוע וכל החרא יתפנה וילך עלייך, או עליך. ששמך, שמך ושם ילדיכם יקולל, מי שדבר סרה ורעה על עמי. See yourself formally warned. And everyone watching this, call out every creator, psychic that does that. Comment that on their videos so their followers know what they're dealing with. So they know that they are seen and that they can't get away with it. Am Israel Chai.